right, I got a special guest today.
Hey.
LP the Mogul.
What's up?
So on my show, The Sonny's Reaching for the Stars, we actually brought L in to go over a beautiful magazine that he's got set up, which is called What's
Good magazine.
All right.
Well, I've been in the magazine game for a while. I would work with B.E.A.T magazine,
Right.
and I still work with B.E.A.T magazine. And then I decided to go into some, because that's more model oriented.
Right.
So I got into something that's more music oriented. So
Fantastic.
Music, fashion, nightlife, things that I've been doing my whole career.
Right.
And it's been really well. It's been really good. We're in our 4th issue now.
Oh, fantastic.
We had Jay-Z on the first cover.
Right.
We had Katy Perry.
Okay.
We had the Empire cast, and now we got Beyonce on the next cover.
Beyonce on the next cover, and that's
it should do well because all the controvery
with the bullet story there from the Super Bowl.
Right.
And I'm still kind of upset over the Super Bowl because I wanted my men to win. Not taking anything from Denver fans.
Yeah.
But
I was kind of
up and up,
50-50, because I didn't want Peyton to get that.
No, you know what? Because Peyton's going out.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you on that.
And it was like his 200 win, and he was like,
we got it.
He works hard.
He worked hard for it. And then why not? The younger brother won the last.
Yeah. I feel like he's going to be back there a couple more times, though.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a real strong guy. He's motivated. He just can't let the media get to him,
Don't know, but they said that he's going to be retiring.
No, I'm not talking about Peyton. I'm talking about Cam.
Oh, yeah, Cam's going to he'll be able to make it again. You're right.
He's
young enough to get there. And that team is like an explosive black man.
Right.
Well, getting back to the show.
Okay.
Man, it's been such a pleasure, man, actually to have you aboard. Last time I seen you when we was doing our stuff together, projects and so forth.
If y'all don't know, this man used to be all over the circuit, doing shows, radio interviews, anything that had anything to do with artists.
What I loved about you were the top A&R back then.
Yeah.
He actually, LP, just to give you an insight, he worked for a record company, and he actually did the judging.
Universal Motown.
I just want to make sure it was okay to say it.
I don't have no more contracts, anything.
That's what he threw there. Universal Motown, and he did an extraordinary job there. And I appreciate the time that you came down and did a lot of my shows in terms of being a judge for the artists that I had on stage and so forth.
Yeah, that's cool because a lot of those times when I did that, I didn't charge what other people would charge. Right. And I would just come out just on the strength of your good personality and the way you treated artists.
Right.
And in the long run, actually, I could still walk back into those buildings anytime I want because I never sold myself.
Exactly.
I never said, well, give me $1,000 and I'll come judge the thing and all that stuff. Right. I never did that. Even when it was offered to me, I just say, hey, man, just have a couple drinks, make sure I'm okay, and I'm all right.
I took care of you.
Yeah.
I know you remember that.
A little bit too much.
Not only the drinks, I used to have the food actually.
Oh yeah, I remember.
We had the buffet style for hours. It was like a beautiful Wingstead. Big up to Wingstead. Unfortunately, the owner of that place that that
was a nice theater.
That was a fantastic theater. He sold it. The lease ran out, and he ended up actually pulling out afterwards. I think he had it for 25 years. So I couldn't even the time that I had it, it was a beautiful function. And I appreciate you helping me out on that, man.
You too, man. You showed me a lot as far as this part of the world because I only knew from, the record company standpoint.
Right.
So I would come in and I think budget and all this other stuff when you and other people like you that were under you were making a way out of nowhere.
Oh yeah. We was making $1 out of 15 cents.
Yes.
But we did it not to what I loved about in reference towards music, because I came up in the industry for many, many years.
Right.
And this is just my own personal factor. I knew when people would come in, the love and the passion that they had for music was the objective. Getting out there to get known. I mean, of course, you had artists that knew that they were going to be. Some of them that were so hot that they knew they were going to be stars. But I always say, stay humble in the game. I said, learn your craft as you go on, and make sure you have a good attorney and learn your paperwork.
But what kind of confused me is that even at that level, where there wasn't no money being made, there was still people being, shiesty and turncoats, and
there's nothing you could do about that.
You do what you can for them, and they forget about that when they get where they're going, and they forget about you. It just amazed me because I know that happens at the higher levels because of the money.
Exactly.
But this is just pure, egos and whatever malicious
Right.
intention.
That's why at the time, when we went, and I can actually fill you in what he's actually trying to say. A lot of times when you take on artists and you bring them underneath your wing and you're trying to put them out there, do their tracks, do their studio time, set them up for shows, preliminaries, their paperwork, their packages. A lot of times they'll go through it and they don't want to sign anything with you. And a lot of times, like, you go by faith, sticking with them. Now, the ones that, of course, that stood with you thick and thin, that was true blue and was loyal, you kept with those people. But then you had certain people that would actually take advantage of what you done for them and then bounce with the next person as soon as they offer them something. That's what L's basically trying to say. And we all went through that in the sense of, I have went through that also with artists. It taught me a lesson in learning people's value and what they do in terms of a person on how their game is. If once you come at the game in terms of that way, your longevity is at a standstill because you're already thinking, instead of just dollar signs or just trying to get over, you're not thinking of this is a person that's helping you and providing for you to have a foreface and being in the record.
I totally agree. And it's like, I sit here and I think about it and I say, well, if you're moving on, I can stomach it better. But you're moving lateral or you're moving backwards. You're not moving up. I think that's the key. Like if you're gonna move on, and respectfully come to me and say, hey, it's not working out here. I want to move further. Let me eat that, but don't let me find out from somewhere else, from social media. That's the new thing or whatever.
Of course.
But I do have two artists that stuck with me for the past 4 years, and they're doing great. They're about to release 2 projects. It's Loose Vegas. And he has a project out right now, and you can find it on all streaming networks.
You can give them the website.
His website is loosevegasmusic.com.
Fantastic.
And you can find all his music on Spotify and Tidal and all those places.
Exactly.
Also, I have mobuddha.com, MOBUDDA.com, and she's been rocking with me for a minute too, and now they're at a point where the development stage is over and they're ready to, and a lot of artists don't understand that too. There's still levels to this, so when you see somebody that just quickly make it or do anything or whatever like that, it's like, okay, he made it and he's gone. These guys are developing careers. So it was a process of development. Now they know how to make music. They know how to market it.
They pay their dues.
They pay their dues. And now they're in the point of really getting out there and doing their thing.
Oh, man,
so her new project is coming out in March. She has a single out right now, Don't Bite. That's on iTunes. You can check it out. And it's just great. It's a great feeling. And that's all under bigboymanagement.com. I know we're talking about the magazine, but that's where me and him met. I left the big companies and I went to do my own thing. And he was just asking me about, funny story, he's asking me about my condo on Fifth Avenue. He said, yo, what happened? This place is so beautiful.
Beautiful in Harlem.
And I said, yo, I had to sacrifice it because I wanted to do this. I wanted to be on my own. And that's what it takes. So if I'm doing that, I expect artists like, that I work with to do the same thing.
Absolutely. And we're going to get, we'll get, when we get a chance, because I told you I'm going to bring you back as well. I would like you're welcome to bring your artist back. I normally bring my speaker and I set up. They can actually do a quick performance throughout your interview. Okay. So just let them know we'll bring them back. And of course, your big show is going to be on the 20th March.
March 20th, I'm having a magazine release party for the Beyonce issue, Beyonce cover. Fantastic. And that's going to be on the Lower East Side. You can, if you really want to go, hit me up at lp@what'sgoodmagazine.com.
Fantastic.
Email me if you really want to go. You can get in free, very simple, or contact him, whatever his email is in the credits, and we can go that way. And he said, yo, L, I got 30 people coming. These are all the people that's watching. They want to come through or whatever. So the Lower East Side of New York, a really nice spot. And I already prepaid the bar, so they're going to be the drink prices are going to be like happy hour prices at night,
which is fantastic.
It's beautiful.
You're going to have a bunch of people just at the bar sitting there waiting.
It's going to be beautiful. And I do have another event that it's called NYC Music Expo.
Okay. When's that actually?
And that's going to be April 16th.
Okay.
And you can go to nycmusicexpo.com.
Okay.
And you will find all the information about it and everything like that.
And the expo is actually what's that entailing? What are you doing with the expo?
With the expo? Well, what we're doing is we're having a learning annex about music, which you do here, consulting and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
We would love if you come out and speak too.
I'll definitely stop by.
So you come out, speak to a couple of up-and-coming artists.
Right.
You know, give them your point of view and your standpoint and stuff like that. We're also going to have a couple of shows throughout the day. It's a full-day event.
Okay.
A couple of clothing lines will be there. They'll walk.
Well, okay, right.
And it's just going to be a good situation for everybody.
That sounds like a beautiful thing. I may have to get my, just now that you brought it up, I have a good friend, Kamani Ice, that's started, I think you remember Kamani Ice, Frank.
Yeah.
Right. He's trying to really push his liquor company. Maybe I can get him the chance. I don't know if their expo is other people allowed to bring.
Yeah, definitely. Everything. What I learned is if you're not in control or in sitting at the board of these decisions, and not going through some promoter or something, you can do whatever you want, and that's what we're doing.
Okay.
So we're gonna have like $2 shots. We're gonna have food periodically throughout the day. All of that kind of stuff. Because what I do, I don't like. It's funny you should say that because you probably go through the red tape of doing stuff at Manhattan Center and all that, and I hate to say the name, but I'm kind of pissed off because a lot of times we get liquor sponsors, and if they're not affiliated, then those guys can't come through.
Then they can't, and it's ridiculous. This is somebody that's in the game. He's been trying to move that liquor for a while. It's just getting licensed and getting on. And what I appreciate about Frank is that he always calls me. He said, "Listen, anytime you have a project, he doesn't mind bringing out the cases and setting up and making it." Don't get me wrong. Some people don't understand in terms of how it is in terms of your grind. He's trying to make it beneficial for the people to see around you that, wow, he has a liquor sponsor. Even though it's not completely licensed yet, he still it's actually underneath his name. He's an LLC. It just hasn't been completely licensed to go out to sell towards certain businesses.
But that's basically what the whole expo is about. It's about where music brought us as a people, where we could branch off and have liquors, clothing, consulting firms. Because basically right now, we're makeshift lawyers because the way the game is switched up. It was like manager, road manager, and all that. Now, us consultants are doing a lot of the stuff, a lot of the media marketing and everything.
That's right.
So that was the purpose of me starting What's Good Magazine, just to have another media outlet that's parallel to what I'm doing.
Which is fantastic. And then we'll down the line, we'll collaborate. Because right now I got the top international lawyer. You met him once. His name is Peter Spam. He's in Baltimore. And he's my partner with On Point Entertainment for consultants. And Peter will come up. Peter does all my paperwork, any type of contracts, any type of initials. And like I said, he's a partner with my company. And I think it's beneficial to have that because a lot of times with the limelight and everything's so politically correct now. If you put certain things that's not right when you go to a bar, or if you certain customs in reference towards just coming in and setting up a performance, if you don't have the right standstills of a bouncer, the situation, it's a lot. Right, and people don't understand that. So I like to have contracts drawn up to what the specifications of the actual affiliation of the place that you're dealing with, so you can give it to them in black and white. And I know that you're pretty much prepared, and you know.
Yeah, like I walk around with disclosure forms in my bag.
Gotta have that.
Release forms. So if we're videoing or filming anything, who knows, it could be on MTV later. I have those kind of connections where somebody may see something I'm doing and say, I like that, and I want to take that, I want to produce that. Like it can happen with anything. You have to be prepared.
Your paperwork, and they want to know that you at least took care of your back end stuff. That they're not putting something on that people wasn't preferably, that you gave them the disclosure forms to fill out and have. And I think that's a very important base. Good point though, LP. Like I said, you came from a long way in terms of this industry, and you've been with me for years.
Yeah, because I came from I guess you can call it the top with the record companies and all that, working under great mentors like Kedar Massenberg, Matthew Knowles, and Kevin Lyles, and then to go into this realm of music, it gave me a sense of grind. It gave, meeting people like you gave me built to my hustle. It let me know that
appreciate the comment.
Even if you have hard days, that don't mean it's all over. Because if you look at it, Warren Buffett 99% of his fortune started after he was 50 years old.
Oh, so some people take a lot longer.
Yeah,
but you know what?
A lot of people take. A lot of rich people really take a lot longer.
Right.
It's only people that are entertainment that get that privilege.
Right.
But even with actors and all that stuff, they may look 30 on the screen, but they're like 50.
Of course,
and that's when they start making their real money.
I mean, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Not that he wasn't in the game young. Denzel Washington. His real money didn't come until he was older. A lot of people think it's from Mo Better and none of that was like that. That wasn't the money back then. The money came from the big projects that he's done. Of course, that Oscar that he won for
Training Day.
Training Day, right? Which was fantastic. Big up to Denzel Washington. Big fan of his.
Definitely.
Big up to we have a lot of good actors in it. What I'm really happy to see right now is that they are making a change in terms of the Oscars. We have somebody with inside. I'm just saying, in people in color, I don't think it should be a barrier in terms of a color type situation, and we never want to actually see that. I would like this, even though certain things happening, I think it's really the politics of certain procedures of what they have in place.
Well, of course. It's about what the powers that be that want to shift, whatever they want to shift. I did a small stint in TV, the show Room Raiders. I was one of the creators on that, and I was Sucker Free Sundays and a couple other shows. And I seen the politics that goes with it, and it's basically to market to people to get them to buy or purchase things that a group of people already decided this must be purchased. These people must, go this way. It's marketing. We do it all the time. It's scientifically, orange and yellow makes people want to eat. So that's why McDonald's and Burger King and all of them have orange and yellow, awnings and stuff. That's true. It's all science, it's all numbers and everything like that. And what we want to do is, but we, instead of being marginalized, we want to, not only as black people, as any people that are not part of that group of people that control everything. We want to branch out and be a part of those decisions. Absolutely. And until we're a part of those decisions, it's not going to, Absolutely.
I mean, we have come a long way. I'm just going to give you a perfect example. I mean, just to see that they got Snoop Dogg doing the hot dogs on, was it Burger King?
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, think of all the money if they would have came out with that a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about, that's a $1 billion place in terms of selling burgers and so forth. Now you would have had frankfurters ahead of time during that same time period, and I'm just surprised that somebody's just thinking of that now. I thought of that years ago, but I guess I figured it as being that it was a burger place, not just getting to the point of in terms of burgers and frankfurters, but it gives you the technology in reference towards learning that you have a brother here, Snoop Dogg, in music, and they asked him to actually do the profoundness because he's Hot Dog and he's Snoop Dogg.
Right.
Can you imagine for Burger King now? I thought that was fantastic. So that's a good look right there.
Absolutely. It is. I just look at it a lot. I look at it from that standpoint.
Right.
It's like I don't know if you're familiar with The Matrix, but when Neo really realized he was the one.
Right.
He starts seeing everything in the lower numbers and stuff.
Right.
So I think I'm at that point right now,
which is fantastic.
And I'm ready to try to move and shift those numbers and points to benefit my clients. Right. Everybody that hires Big Boy Management.
Right.
Last year alone, we did about 103 websites.
Okay.
We've done maybe 64 apps.
Wow.
And these are the things that
not to cut you. Let's get into that. You actually with the magazine now and telling of his magazine, you're actually doing websites and what else?
Well, what I did was when we were doing Big Boy Management, it was basically artist management.
Right.
But what happened is the game evolved, so then we turned into media marketing.
Okay.
So that's that in turn. I got graphic designers.
Right.
I got videographers.
Fantastic.
Shout out to Pal Productions. He's really good.
Big up to
Pal.
Okay.
And what we did was we got all these guys together, and we said, well, look, we're going to make this big team. So anybody that needs the service, all you have to do is cut your service in half. Because my thing is, would you rather make $500 a month or $150 to $200 a week? You understand what I'm saying? So if you cut that service in half and you grind it out.
Absolutely.
And it's a team, it's a machine, it's not just one person doing it.
It's a team effort,
right?
And everybody's eating.
So in the process. So now somebody comes to me, I can offer a website, a 5-page website, a real design website, not those Wix and all those other websites, but with imaging and crops and all that other stuff for $150, where you can't even get that a page anywhere else. This is with media. With
I'm after coming true. I'm getting ready to open up a clothing line. My wife is probably sitting there laughing because I'm just getting ready to set up. I'm getting ready to set up a clothing line, and not to cut you. And I went online for a professional to do in reference to my site. They were charging almost $1,200.
Yeah,
it's expensive.
And they do that because they figure we have you over a barrel, but that's not the truth. Because I do this so my guys can eat. So they can, because they do this in terms of big boy management, so they can eat. I don't make anything off of that. Everything goes to that, or it goes to like expenses for big boy management. I don't make, as a CEO, I don't make anything, but everybody that works eats, and they eat because of it.
They underneath the
so now you need photographers, videographers, and all that other stuff.
That's fantastic.
This is what I do, and I've been doing it for the past couple of years, and it's been working.
And it's been working for you.
And then so it gave me time. Now it's paying for itself. So now, remember how intense I was with big boy management. I used to walk around with the shirts. And I still have logos all over the place.
And you're still, and just to let them know, you're still underneath the umbrella of big boy management.
Well, I'm still sitting at the top. I'm still making sure things run and everything like that. And we recently got a new. I got an executive assistant. So her name's Princess a little bit. So she'll
big up the princess.
Big up the princess. she'll be moving in and switching things around and hopefully making everything run easier. But since I had the time to do this, I got the time to start a magazine. And I got help from my partner, Thaddeus. So Thaddeus Sanders, he's my partner in the magazine. Him and Samantha, we all three of us come together as publishers. I'm the editor-in-chief of the magazine. Then we also have great writers like Jay, who's moved here from Philly. She's in New York now, and she's a great writer. She writes all our feature articles.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We have guys like Kev, I call him Slim, in the Midwest. So that time you see me, I was out in Ohio and all that stuff. We were with Kevin, and Kevin handles everything in the Midwest. And we're trying to branch everything from the Midwest all the way back to the East Coast.
Which is a beautiful
And then you got Scrap, who's down in the DMV. For y'all don't know the DMV, it's Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. And then we have D-Way, who's also in the West. He's a writer. We just have a lot of people put together, and it's just Pal, the guy I mentioned earlier, Pal. He's our video and photo director. So the magazine has its own people in place, and then we also always look for freelance writers. Always look for freelance writers.
That's a good point right there.
So
anybody that wants to be, also give them your website again.
It's whatsgoodmagazine.com, and you spell it the same way, WHATS GOOD magazine spelled out.com. You can also submit things at submissions@whatsgoodmagazine.com.
Fantastic.
And all these people come together, they work hard. They bust their butt to, put together a beautiful magazine. It comes out 4 times a year, every quarter, just like the music business. So you have first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, just like the music business. So it runs right in line. So there's a lot of featured articles and stuff like that. Also would love to give a shout out to a guy that I was working with for a while with different shows and stuff. And he has a lot of people in there. He works with DTF Radio now. And I would love to get you down there, and hopefully you guys can link up and get an interview. What you're doing here. And his name is, we call him Uncle Tone.
Fantastic.
He's connected with like everybody, but
we'll do a conference call.
Yeah,
talk to Uncle Tone and see if we can get him to come up on.
Well, I want you to go to the DTF Radio.
Oh
too.
I'll come.
He has a show called The Grown Man Show. It's very. I've been on it a couple of times, and it's intuitive to what we're doing right now. So
fantastic. I'll definitely come on. I'll definitely come on down, and we'll get out in reference towards the out of state stuff. I have somebody in Atlanta also with a big radio firm that I'll bring you down in reference, because your magazine they look for that, to put the published and puts things with inside it. You're a good part of that.
Right.
I'll talk to him. We'll set up a meet with that because me and you have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I can't give it all on TV, but I definitely. Well, we're in over 200 locations.
Oh, that's fantastic.
We're in 26 states,
right,
and 3 countries.
Wow.
And if I forgot about anybody, like I didn't forget about Mark. Mark is an awesome photographer. He's in Orlando,
right,
and hopefully, we can branch down there and get everything moving like that in Atlanta and everything, places like that. So,
of course.
Also in Australia, we have
get out of here.
Yeah, Vivian. She's actually doing a music festival, the only music festival there, and it's going to take place March 20th in Australia. So if you're in Australia, if you're trying to get there, you want to go to a huge music festival, just same thing, what'sgoodmagazine.com, and we'll get you there, whatever, we'll figure it out.
Fantastic. All right. So, oh man, we just got so much. What we'll do on the next show in terms of bringing your artists in, and we'll get everything all prepared and get everything going where we're supposed to. We'll take care of it. But I just appreciate in reference towards everything that you have come in and explained to everybody for your magazine. Also, the music, just real quick, the music industry that you're within, you're still doing a lot of artists within New York, or it's a lot of stuff?
Yeah, like I just... Angie Stone, people just reached out. I do a lot of A&R work too for artists, so they hire me and I fly out to A&R work.
Got you.
So, that was 5 minutes already?
That was, I can't believe it. Okay. LP, guys, Mogul, that's the man. Magazine, What's Good Magazine. Love y'all. Another edition of Sonny's edition of Reaching for the Stars. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thank you so much.